I wasn't going to make this video, but after what has happened just recently, I cannot hold this back any longer. You know me as RRPGReviews, where I do my reviews, 2 cents videos, some unboxings, and even work on retrospectives, which I am doing one right now on the Final Fantasy series. When I do a review or work on a retrospective, I do it in the act of fair use, as giving the creator of said game or product the recognition they deserve because that helps them bring better publicity amongst themselves and their products. However, it seems that even YouTube and big companies affiliated with them don't even know what the term fair use is anymore, as they only care about money and not about following the rules of how fair use works. What am I talking about, you might ask? Well, not too long ago, Doug Walker posted a video for Channel Awesome talking about how YouTube is breaking their own guidelines and doing illegal practices on channels when they are in the rights of implementing fair use into their content. For those of you who don't know, Doug Walker is the creator of the Nostalgia Critic for Channel Awesome on YouTube, and he plays hardcore critic on nostalgic movies and TV shows in funny and informative ways to determine if a movie or show still has great influence, severely outdated, or just plain bad in the end. This guy has blown up and became a big name online, as his content still goes strong right before this shit hits the fan, and now YouTube and Google are committing full-on retard over not abiding by their own guidelines and letting their unfortunate practices get the best of them. Of course, those practices are third-party claims that are automatically generated by their automatic bots, with no immediate regard if the creator did something such as comment over the videos or made adjustments to said material, and the other is resorting to the lowest common denominator by issuing copyright strikes, which severely reduces the privileges of a content creator until they receive 3 and then they're gone for good. Doug Walker ended the video by starting a hashtag and an online movement called #WTFU, meaning where's the fair use. It became a strong message as lots of others started to follow suit, from the smaller channels to the much larger ones such as TeamFourStar. Unfortunately, they became the victim of YouTube's illegal practices, which ended up with their channel getting the ban hammer right now. For those of you who don't know, while most of you already do, TeamFourStar is the group of very talented and professional creators who ended up conceiving the idea of Dragon Ball Z Abridged as a satirical interpretation of Dragon Ball Z just blew up and became an internet phenomenon at an unprecedented scale. They conceived that work to not only bring about something funny and material that is under fair use because of the edits and adjustments they make to fit their content, but they want to bring about better publicity and free advertising by urging their followers to support the official release of Dragon Ball Z, Hellsing, Attack on Titan, and most recently with Final Fantasy VII, as they are doing the whole Machine Abridged series on it at this time. However, that didn't stop YouTube and Google from being complete dicks, as they ended up terminating their channel because they claimed that what they did was against fair use, which I find to be extremely questionable, as that is hypocrisy on their part for issuing those false claims. The more as time goes on, the more I am seeing that YouTube's guidelines and terms of service are becoming far more broken than any of us can ever imagine. Most of these bigger channels that are being affected by this have been around the YouTube scene nearly around the time when YouTube was still a prevalent thing amongst the public when it launched in 2005. Young and creative talents, whether if they are into video games, movies, music, and original sketches, have made a huge name for themselves on the YouTube scene with the likes of The Angry Video Game Nerd, Pat the NES Punk, Channel Awesome, Screw Attack, and even TeamFourStar, as they only think about the satisfaction of their audience after all the hard work they put into each and every one of their episodes, movies, and specials they spend many weeks putting together. YouTube has been a haven for many talented individuals, whether if they are smart, average, or dumb, wanted to do something that would bring about a franchise within their own work, and many of them found the website to be a full-time job when creating their videos and getting paid for it. However, when Google bought out YouTube is when shit really started to hit the fan, because the company has been more centered around corporate greed, along with the number of networks, businesses, and companies that are affiliated with them. Whenever someone does a review that has footage of a movie, TV show, or a content creator's piece that is working in motion, they go ahead and make third-party claims that are issued by the original companies, or even ones that don't even make any sense. For YouTube partners, it's a double-edged sword, as their videos can still be viewed by the public, but they won't get any revenue for the views they generate, and I find that to be disgusting and illegal by those companies when the content creator is trying to bring about better publicity in those said products. Sometimes those videos will be blocked from any viewing on a worldwide scale, and hardly any views will come into effect, as it is like Google issued a copyright strike in disguise. You can make disputes over those claims, but they can luckily end up lifting the claims to where it is under fair use, or in the worst case scenario, you getting a copyright strike in the end. When you get one strike, you will get a warning. If you get 2 strikes, you will be suspended from posting any new content for 2 weeks, and full privileges such as posting past the 15-minute limit are restored as long as there are no further complications. However, if you receive a 3rd strike, your channel is terminated. That is how the whole thing with YouTube is supposed to work. But TeamFourStar ended up getting multiple third-party claims and had their channel taken down without any warning, and that is completely unfair and against the company's terms of service. You can now see how channels such as Channel Awesome and the likes are having so much trouble with YouTube because this certain area is one out of many within the whole thing where their terms of service and guidelines are completely broken, either because of them completely alienating their practices or companies are becoming greedy and wanting the content creators' full cut of the material. It's completely illegal and unfair. Fair use is the First Amendment in the United States Constitution where somebody can work on a project that uses an original creator's material, but he or she must give them credit for their work as long as it's not just a copy and paste of the original creator's material. Things within YouTube that are subjected into fair use would be reviews, opinion piece videos where someone gives their 2 cents on particular topics like I do, retrospectives to pay an homage to something they love, and many others that are in the rights of the First Amendment. Stuff like what Doug Walker as the Nostalgia Critic does is in the rights of fair use, as he doesn't always post the full movies, but covers the parts that are either important or in the seat to make fun of said scenes. Stuff like my Final Fantasy retrospective where I talk about the history of each installment along with their features and unique merits while chopping up the many different events that play out during the games to leave things up to the audience to try the games out for themselves is under fair use. Even the part of the 3rd episode where I cover Final Fantasy Legend of the Crystals is under fair use, where clips of the 4 episodes are scattered throughout that segment as I didn't post the entirety of all the episodes into one video because doing that is completely against fair use, as no creativity would have been placed if I were to put that full content online. Not to mention, I had them muted so that no audio was playing from those episodes of the OVA, which is one way to make the video have a good standing for those of you who don't know. Stuff like that from what I mentioned is under the First Amendment, as we never post the entirety of movies, games, music, TV shows, trailers, or even other works on YouTube into our work because that would be against fair use. Still, Google is being completely naive towards this, as these companies that are in cahoots with them are not adapting to how the times have changed. What's even more ironic is that there are those who get away from having any copyright strikes on their accounts, as they'll post the entirety of those said things while doing a reaction video, and I find that to be completely unfair, as those who make a habit of doing that are breaking the law. You take a look at many of these reaction videos that covers an individual's reaction toward a movie trailer, game trailer, or even a slew of TV commercials. It does not matter. They get away from having any copyright strikes when they post the entirety of those works on their own channels while reacting to them. People like Maximilian Dude, who at times will do reaction videos, doesn't always post every single thing because he'll cut stuff out that will cover his live reaction in front of the camera. Same thing with Chad Tronic, amongst some others who even do reaction videos toward other videos on YouTube. Those people use fair use correctly, while most others who aren't popular don't, and they are the ones who end up getting away with it, while bigger names such as TeamFourStar, who make episodes that don't cover the entirety of the DBZ series, but chopped up the episodes to make their own episodes to cover the story, is getting the shaft by Google. It's sickening and completely unfair. At the end of the day, YouTube and Google are really messing up with their own code of conduct, as they are mistreating their own guidelines and policies, as they only see money piling up in their pockets instead of those who manage to bring in more people every single day with the content they put in so much dedication into something they love doing, and yours truly is amongst those many content creators. Be warned, because if YouTube and Google continue doing what they are doing by not getting their guidelines and terms of service straightened out, as well as terminating channels who do stuff that is completely under the First Amendment, this will leave a huge and negative repercussion on both companies, as will mark the time when the video streaming service is going to meet its demise. More people are going to flock away from YouTube and start supporting those content creators on their websites or even those who have Patreon pages, because they want these people to continue putting smiles on everyone's faces and be rewarded for all our hard work. My condolences to TeamFourStar, as I am sure that your channel will be reinstated in no time. But if it doesn't, then it will mark the beginning of YouTube entering its downfall, with many people leaving if this continues. For me personally, I'm still going to be on the site and continue delivering you content with what I work on, as I'm still in good standing. Some of you might also be asking me about if this whole thing may hurt the chances of me posting episode 5 of my Final Fantasy retrospective that covers Final Fantasy VII and all related content to the original game. The short answer is yes. because Advent Children is a movie, but I'm still going to use the same practice of what I am doing for my series because it is still under fair use. However, if this shit from what YouTube and Google are doing ends up affecting my channel, whether if it's a third-party claim or blocked from other countries because of copyright, consider me postponing my retrospective indefinitely until this shit of what is currently going on is fully resolved. Another quick thing you were wondering if this was what made me stop posting episodic reviews of the 2012 TMNT series on my channel, and that is also a yes. Why? Because Viacom owns the visual content, as I tried that with the first episode by having separate muted clips to cover specific parts of the episode, but ended up getting a claim from them because of visual content when no sound from the video clips were present at all. I grew tired of posting any more episodes with still shots because it was tedious and very tiring, as I wasn't going to put up with YouTube shit if this was still going on, as what I did was completely in fair use. Seriously, to both YouTube and Google. Where's the fair use? Make sure to rate this video as well as leaving your feedback down in the comments. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button underneath the video, as more support from you guys will mean that more content is coming from me in the future that you won't find anywhere else. Until next time, this is RRPG signing off by saying Godspeed and game on, gamers. Thanks for watching. I'm being serious to you both, Google and YouTube. Where's the fair use?